I didn't want to make a conventional film about an unconventional filmmaker. I saw Wim Wenders' Pina Bausch film, Pina.
Right.
And after I saw that film, I sort of felt like I really wanted to hear from Pina Bausch. And so in approaching this film, I thought, wouldn't it be great, wouldn't it be more intimate and more insightful if Bob told his own story? And I had read Mitch Zukoff's book, which is an oral history of Robert Altman, called Altman, An Oral History, and called Mitch up and asked him if anyone had approached him to make a documentary of his book. And he said, if you want to make a film about Robert Altman, you've got to talk to Catherine Altman. So I thought, well, that's never going to happen. By coincidence, and these things always just happen, I always think for a reason. My friends at the Torino Film Festival were mounting a retrospective of Robert Altman films, and Catherine was going to be there. So I got on a plane and met Catherine, and by chance, and asked her if she would trust me to make this film. She actually said, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "I don't know." And I think she liked that honesty. That decision to make the film had kept me up basically for 2.5 years.
Right.
I didn't know that there was an archive at the beginning.
Did Catherine control the estate of
No.
Robert Altman? Or
The estate, yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, she had letters,
Couldn't
for
have made-
example, and all of this kind of thing, photographs, and
Well, she gave me permission as the estate, but Bob had. Most filmmakers don't have this kind of opportunity where there's so much left behind. And Bob basically left a trail for me to follow, and what that led me to was the University of Michigan, where he deposited his archive of papers and photographs. What Bob did was kept every unit photography contact sheet. So these photographs would be 1 inch by 1 inch. And now what you can do is blow up these images that have never been seen before, were never intended to be seen, and blow them up the size of the screen without any resolution loss. And so that was unusual. And so I went in there and scanned 15,000 photographs with 5 assistants. And then the other thing I did was I looked at where Bob had appeared over the years promoting his films as in interviews that he did for television stations and at colleges, universities, and workshops. And it was highly detailed because his office would list every single place that he went to. And so I contacted archives around the world, and in the end, through and his visual archive is at the University of California, UCLA, Television Film Archive. And so the film component I'd go there and see a lot of cans that would be unmarked, that would just say Brewster McCloud, and I would find home movies. And the other thing about Catherine was that she had kept a volume of 25 binders of almost 50 years of their relationships. It means, for me, always, it means heroic independent filmmaking. I mean, he changed independent filmmaking, the process of making films, the language of cinema, and I make films about my heroes, and Bob is a hero of mine.
wow, that's a great slogan. Good. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm sure it's so short.